Sweet. Yo, what's up, Tom? What's up, people? Hope we're doing well today. 18. What are we going to string this with? Damn. This is 17 gauge. Oh, what a great thing. What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing great. We have the RF01 Pro in the house. It's a good day to be a racket nerd, and a good day, yeah, for tennis and for me to see. I don't even want to cut this off. You guys see this? It's so nice, you know? I should just frame it right here. But, you know, it has to go. Everybody, it's just so nice to get the leather grip. Like, Wilson always does a great job with the aesthetic look of their Pro Staff line, I think, and probably the Blade line too a little bit. When it comes to the Clash, we don't talk about the Clash. We don't talk about that racket. I don't think I will ever do a review on that racket just because it's so. No hate to my Clashers. But listen, like, come on. That racket for like a tennis nerd or like an influencer, it just ain't it, bro. It's not it. So we're gonna give this a nice little string job today. Hope everyone is doing well here. Today's like November 16th, I think. It's crazy the weather we've been having here recently. We're gonna play outside again tomorrow. Incredible. So yeah, really crazy. You wanted to go to bed, I know, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's not too late. Thoughts on buying a used racket? Yeah, do it if it, you know, saves you money, and if it's a good deal and a good racket, why not? Yes, no, this is a beautiful racket. It is. I'm going to put restring sink in it today. 1, 2. 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see, I have restrings. This is 17. It's the only 17 I think I actually have left. So we might have to. We might have to string it with the 18 because I have more 18, but we shall see what happens. I don't know if we're going to have enough though. We'll see how far it gets me. And this is 2. This is 3. Let's see how much string we have to work with here. It's a 16 by 19, so. I think we're going to have enough. Beautiful. We'll do the hybrid. We'll hybrid it today with sink and sink. That's a combo I've been testing recently, and it plays super good. Oh my god, perfect. I have like the perfect amount of string right now. Sorry guys, yeah, RF01 Pro. They got a couple different rackets in this line. So it's an exciting time. Are they gonna keep going with the Pro Staff though? Like, is this gonna replace the Pro Staff? Like, that would be kind of nuts. I'm not super in tune with Wilson. Like, for rackets and stuff, like during the year while I'm at school, I don't think about rackets as much because I really don't have the time to think about rackets, except when I'm demoing them. Just because I'm so busy with school and college festivities and playing and doing other videos, rackets kind of take a tiny bit of a backseat. But yeah, I would assume they would keep the pro staff line going. Like, there's just no way that your regular pro staff user, you think they're gonna want to play with like the RF logo? Like, for me, like, I don't know how this racket's gonna play. I'll test it, etc. But like, I know for me, like, I could just never play with someone else's logo on a racket. I can't, I could not do that because like, I'm my own player, you know? Like, yeah, I love Rafa and I love Novak and I love Racket, but just like their logos on shit, I could never like play and be competitive while using their stuff, you know? I could coach and do it. Like even like wearing like Rafa's like shoes, for example, couldn't do it. I don't know, maybe I'm weird like that, but like that ain't my thing, you know? Alright, what we have. Nice, I'm thinking of dropping my tension 46, 44 on my speed MP with reaching 0. Have you experienced any major loss of control? The first, you know, maybe 15 minutes, it's like an adjustment. But really, like, I'm really loving it. Like today, I will string this at 46. I think that'll be really cool to see how like one of these rackets plays at a low tension. The low tension is here to stay. I have like this thought that if you play with like a restring sync string at a low tension, it will perform like beautifully. If you play with a string that's, you know, a poly that's soft, I think playing it at a lower tension is not maybe the play. Because then I think you will lose some of the control because of the properties of those strings tend to give more power. So if they're at a low tension, that all those things will just be amplified even more. Where the string's goal is already to give you power as a poly. So I think stiffer, more control-oriented, thicker gauges as well will play better at lower tensions. That's just me though. That's just my thoughts here after experimenting with the low tensions for the last while. Not to say that like, you know, really thin strings wouldn't play well at a low tension. Because to be honest, like I've actually played with 18. Whether you consider 18 a really thin or not, for me 18 is very thin. I grew up on 16, so yeah, the tension stuff, very interesting. I don't even know if I answered your question. So yeah, no, I haven't really felt like major loss of control or anything. Hi Nanny, nice to see you on here. I have EZO 98 and I want a soft poly like Polytro Pro 120, Kyrgios string, haha. But I want more tension maintenance in the Polytro Pro, but also want the Neon. Wow. That's a tough one. I actually haven't played with Polytro Pro. You want something more tension maintenance? Actually, I think restring sync would be a lot more control oriented, but like, for example, this string is extremely good with the tension maintenance. Actually, restring 0 is really good too, but I don't know if that's what you would be looking for. Tourline Snapper was really good as well. I think Grapple Snake M8 is pretty solid. Tension maintenance with Luxlon 4G is really good. That's just like a traditional brand string. Yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. Headlinks Tour is underrated. I would say it's close to underrated, but it's definitely more on the properly rated side. I feel like maybe a year ago it was underrated, but now I feel like people are kind of using it a little bit more. But in the right racket, at a good tension, I think it would play very good. I'm a fan of it. I used to use it when I used my Extreme Tour when I first got them, like way back. So yeah, I don't know, it's a good string. Blah blah blah. Head links 120 versus Poly Tour Pro 120. Just because I never played with Poly Tour Pro, I'd have to say head links. But that's just because like I never played with it, so like that's not it's not fair for me to say, you know. Thought Poly multi hybrid, just a great idea. So, like great idea. If you want to do a hybrid and you don't want to break the bank, and you get a good multi, you can get a reel of it as well, for sure. Great idea. As a pro staff owner, the 01 hit too good to care about the logo, and it wasn't even in my preferable specs. Okay, that's good. So you like it, I'm assuming. La la la. Yannick Dinner. I love that name. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I used to use 128. Reaching 0, and it plays pretty with plenty of power and spin. Just wanted free power and definitely spin. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you can try those ones that I was saying. It's all about just demoing, you know? Like, you gotta try stuff out. Sometimes you gotta really, like, what's the word? Like, you gotta take your time with stuff. Like, you can't rush demo processes. Like, sometimes people are gonna go out and they demo something and it's like, they hit it for 20 minutes. Like, the only reason your demo process should be 20 minutes or less is the only one thing is like if you really hate the product or the string or the racket, you put it away, right away. But like other than that, like you really have to give everything, I feel like, a fair shot. Even if you're on the fence with something, you try it with different tensions, because then you get a really good feel of it, you know? Especially if you have the time. Where are we here? This is the one thing about new rackets. Always annoying is the grommets are super tight. It's here. Your opinion on Kyrgios coming back and competing in Brisbane 29th December onward? Yeah, man. I feel like he has a chance to like do some serious damage. Like, do I think he wins a slam? That could be a stretch. But like he definitely makes deep runs, you know? Like he definitely has the game to do it. I think he's in a really good headspace right now. He's taking some time away from tennis. I think everybody benefits from like a longer break at, you know, some point in their career, just to kind of reset, enjoy life a little bit, and then come back. So I think it'll be really good for tennis too. Like, you know, he's a good player, so it will be really cool. He's done all that, like, he has like this show on YouTube where he like, I forget what it's called. That's so bad. I've seen a few episodes. And he's just like kind of traveling the world, interviewing different like pop culture stars or like athletes and stuff like that. So I think he enjoys doing that. He's done like some coverage too for Tennis Channel, I think, and some other broadcasting places, but we'll see what happens with him. So like I said, we are going to go 46 on here, and 46 and 46, double. So we're going to put the 18 gauge in here now. Most exciting player to watch beside the mainstream ones, in my opinion. That's a good question. I mean, first I would say define mainstream. I'm assuming you mean like top 20. This is going to be such a boring answer for you, but anybody that is inside, like, so many people have not seen, like, live tennis. And, like, guys, like, the level of these guys is just so effing high, it's insane. Like, I used to talk about this with my old doubles partner a lot, and like he has a friend that's just been grinding for like the last 3 or 4 years just in futures, you know, like it's tough. And like I played like a former 600 ATP like a week and a half ago in Quebec City, and like it's just like I just got annihilated, you know, like I love tennis and I love to think that, you know, there's hope and like I had a chance, but guys, I had no chance. So to get to the point, anybody that's really inside like the top 1,000 can really play. Like it's a really good level. So like I enjoy watching everyone, but like I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but honestly, just watching tennis, I love watching tennis overall. So I know I'll try and think of a player here. There's not really one I can think of. I'd have to look at the rankings. There's honestly no players I don't like, you know? Like, everybody plays the game their own way. Some guys are so, you know, ripping out the serve and volley from time to time. I'm starting to watch a little bit more doubles, so, like, seeing how guys like that operate is kind of neat. 1, 2... Oh, that's so close to not enough. I'm gonna open a new one. It is 16 or 17. It's 18. Perfect. Yeah, I know, that's such a bad answer. Like, come on, kid, like, think of something more, you know, better, you know, but like, I don't know, like, the level is just so high. Like, even these guys that are, like, playing futures that don't even have points, you know, like, they can play well, you know, like, and same for doubles. Exact same for doubles. You know? I think one thing that is cool though is watching Kyrgios play guys now that like I'm aware of. You guys might not know them, but like guys that I've seen in futures or challenger draws or have played college tennis or friends of mine or friends of friends, and he's playing them like in challengers and stuff. It's really cool. You know, he played like the Dijon guy that like got a set off of Alcaraz. Like Kyrgios can really play. Like I feel like, you know, the level is so close there too. I feel like for him, like we always say that here, like the level from futures to winning futures or like, you know, getting points is very close. There's just like little things that can make a big difference. And it's just how you know, find it. Or, well, this is interesting, isn't it? Almost made a mistake. This is, guys, this is what happens. You gotta pay attention when you string new types of rackets here. There we are. I will hit with this racket tomorrow too, which is good. We'll have a good little hitting session with it. Okay, what do we got? Challenger or futures? Whoa, I don't know what you mean there. Like, what do I like watching more? I feel like the futures level is really cool because you just see guys grinding so hard, it's insane. They just want to get a point, you know? Some guys are showing up to these events literally to say, I got a point, and then quit. Like, guys are trying so hard. It's really crazy, actually. Best thin leather grip. I want to get a leather grip as the RF you were stringing, but not too thick because L3 Yonex. You could try the Tennis Warehouse one. Not sure how that one. Ooh, did I fuck up this racket? Interesting. I definitely did. No, maybe not. No, I definitely did. Guys, I think I screwed up this racket. Oh, I definitely screwed it up. This is so depressing. What time is it? Oh, it's so depressing, guys. I screwed it up so much. That sucks. We're gonna have to try this. Guys, I haven't done this in so long. It's insane. Guys, we're gonna start over. Like, I screwed up so hard from the beginning. Oh, you love to see it. Okay, well, we can save this string for the cross again, and we're just gonna have to put this on the main. Where did I go wrong here? Oh, it's just one of those days, guys. It just is. It's too bad I already did the knots as well. Shit. Guys, see, this is why you have to pay attention. All right, we try again. I will answer these, I promise. I just need to focus for like 2 seconds. Well, guys, you know. Okay, so what happened there was I strung a main too tight on one of the holes, and then it wouldn't allow me to do the cross. So it's just because I wasn't paying attention. So too bad, but I'll just zoom through this as quick as I can so I can get back to where I was. It's alright, I don't really have much to do tonight anyway, except talk to you guys. Welcome from Brazil, nice to see you. Sorry for joining late, but what strings are you going with? We got Sync today. Crew's going crazy, yes he is. He's competing again with a really top level. Yeah, no, for real. No, he always had a good level. Like, he's always had a good level. He just needed some time away from competing, I think. Sometimes, like I said that earlier, like sometimes guys need that, you know? Guys need time away. Like honestly, like I will need my time away from tennis here at some point as well. Whether that's in 6 months or 6 years, I don't know. But everybody's time comes. Always when yeah, the last time I messed up on a racket, guys, on a live stream too, was like a long time ago. I'm just getting so invested in conversation with you guys. So yeah, today's string job has officially changed from 17 to 18. It's going to be a full bet at 18. We'll see how that plays at 46. I think it will play good still. What do we got? I've been dumbing that frame and loving it. Gonna be on the lookout for, ooh, Black Friday deals. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Black Friday is literally around the corner. That's awesome. Good old Black Friday deals never fail. I honestly couldn't tell you too what other people think about this racket. Honestly, I would think they would think it's like shit. Just like without watching anything, because like, you know, Roger's retired. He doesn't actually use this racket. He made it for the people. Maybe it's good because he made it for the people, you know? I don't know. But like, I think for club players, I think it could be really good. For high performance, I'm not sold yet. I am not sold yet. Because I have not played with it. Watch me play with it and be like, I gotta switch to this. The leather grip though, I don't know. We'll see. I think that's where I went wrong here. This next one, I did not do my job. Right here is where I'm supposed to go. There we go, guys. Everybody makes mistakes. It's okay. You live and you learn. I think that's where I went wrong. So come down here. Or do you go here? Isn't that so strange? The holes on this racket look. Just give me a sec. Go back up here. It's very tough to understand here. I swear, I've been stringing all of my life. And it just is not computing in my head here. Okay, you string, you come across here. And you would think you would come here, but maybe you gotta come one more over. You gotta skip another one. Maybe it's that. Bruh. It's gotta be that. It's gotta be that. It's super weird. This is a weird one. Guys, this is a weird one. I repeat, this is a weird one. I wish I could bring the camera over here to show you. It just looks strange. I barely have enough string here. Look at that. Excellent. We're back on track. We are back. I will get to the comments here in a sec. I just have to lock in for 2 seconds here. There we are. Not having the greatest luck tonight, guys. Not the greatest luck. But we got it now. Perfect. Let me grab this knot and then I'll be able to answer. There we go. Alrighty, how much does it cost to become a professional? I mean, like, year with all the expenses on tour? Oh my god, that makes me sick just thinking about that. I think that's a good enough answer for you. Because if I went pro right now, I would not make the money back. I would have to be extremely lucky and get some amazing draws and get some points, but still, I would be in the red for sure. If I had to, there's definitely videos on that, like Karoo might even have made a video about it. But like, man, you have to have like a little bit of a friend. As in like, you need to have money. Like, it's really difficult to become pro with no money. Like, it's pretty much impossible, to be honest with you. You have to have some money, or have someone, like people that invest in people's careers sometimes, whether that's a parent, a family member, a friend of a friend, or you know someone, like those things are for real. So yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't know the exact number. For everybody it would be a little bit different because everybody's travel is going to be different, everybody's coach is going to be different, training costs different for everyone. So yeah, that question makes me sick, to be honest. Just the truth. It's very expensive. Probably, like, if you wanted to do a full schedule, like, it depends what tournaments you're traveling to, like, it's hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. Especially for those guys that are playing, like, on tour, I would say it's definitely up there. Like, top 10 level guys, the money they spend, oh my god. That would be a lot. But they're also making a boatload, so it doesn't really matter. But for guys that are ATP 500, wow. Definitely, I would have to guess it's over 50K. Way over. If they're playing every week. If they're not playing every week, then it's different, you know? But yeah, it's very expensive. Very, very expensive. Have you tried restring zeroing your extreme? No, I didn't find it was too much spin. It's just I didn't like it. I thought it was less spin actually, compared to like what I currently use, which is like my tour line setup. I didn't like it as much. That's just me being honest there. Not that I'm not honest, but yeah, that's just what I think. Oh, it's too bad I made that error. I'm on a good track here now. RF01 is just a scan for Wilson. A lot of I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see how it plays. I mean, clearly there's a reasoning behind this racket, whether it's to make money or, I mean, unfortunately a lot of things and a lot of decisions are to make money in this world, but I would hope and think there is more behind this racket than just the money making. I'm sure we'll play. I got a feeling it'll just play super average. Probably will play similar to a pro staff. I'm not expecting it to be overloaded with power. However, I think it will have more than like the pro staff. It's a 98, 16, 19. So you never know. Are you guys doing more static weight training or dynamic weight training? I don't really know what you mean by that, to be honest. I'm assuming like static is like, okay, let me do a bicep curl, let me do like a one leg deadlift, and let me do pull-ups. I'm guessing that's what you mean, where dynamic is like, I don't know, you do that stuff, but then you add some other stuff in there too that's more like, I don't know what the word is, like for smaller muscle groups or whatever. To answer your question, right now, and I'm gonna shit on Snoo right now because I can, we don't have a strength and conditioning coach because ours left and put in his 2 weeks in before school started this year. I was lucky enough to be chosen to be an interviewer for 3 candidates for the job, and there was a bunch of student athletes that helped with the interview, loved this one candidate, and he didn't end up getting hired, so it was a failed search. So we ended up having to kind of throw in the towel there and go back out. There's another interview tomorrow, which reminds me I gotta reply to that email to say that I will go to it. But yeah, to answer your question, we don't have one right now, so there's no like team actual regiment right now. For me, I always have a mix of like sprints and acceleration work with like plyos and also weights. Are you going to tie off with 1 knot or 2 knots? I'm going to tie off with 1. Well, start with 1, end with 1. I actually think this racket's going to play good at 18 gauge. Have you checked out that tennis fantasy game, Tweener? I have not, Rich. You'll have to inform me about that. Tweener. I'm assuming it's some sort of console game. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not. Have you guys heard of Tweener? I know there's probably quite a few people on here right now that maybe you know what it is. If you had to choose, would you rather be happy or, whoa, what kind of question is that? I think I would be pretty damn happy if I was top 10 in the world. Are you saying I would be super miserable, like depressed, anxiety, all the other stuff that comes with that, and be top 10? Or happy? If that's the case, I'd probably choose to be happy. Because it doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're depressed and you're a millionaire, it will suck. Money does not buy happiness, people. Some people think it will, but I'm like for sure that it will not. But listen, I think I would be pretty darn happy if I was top 10 in the world, so I don't know what kind of question that is. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement. Static, like bench press, biceps curl, squats, whereas dynamic, where it's like, Yeah, I mean, there's a blend there. Static training is like not really for tennis players in a way. I mean, there's definitely like moves. Like, okay, yeah, squats are good, bench is good. Dynamic, there's no such like, okay, throwing a med ball is not weight training. Yeah, the med ball weighs something, but like, you don't build muscle from throwing med balls. So like, that's why you need to have like blends of stuff. I don't do a lot of med ball work. If you had to break down, speaking of workouts, there's workout videos that are in the making right now, which is funny that you're asking these questions. But if I had to break down like my workouts and like the moves over a year, there would be like 5 to 10% of it, 10's even pushing. I would say 5% of the workouts would include med ball that I do. 50% of them are like running, or not running, runs, so like acceleration stuff, jumps, and hops. And the other 50 is all like stuff that you would do in the weight room, so, and variations of those exercises. And like, if I was to do like bicep curls or something, I would not be doing like bicep curls for like extra growth in my biceps. It's more like for injury prevention or like for shoulder health, etc., etc. And like, I would only have bicep curls in my program for maybe 3 to 4 weeks. And then I wouldn't be in there anymore. Oh, my computer might die. What do we got? 15%? That your rotation with your... He's asking if you would rather be Rublev or Happy. I was honestly going to say Rublev, but then I felt like I would be canceled. So I really didn't want to say that, so I'm glad somebody else said it for me. More like weight transfer, that you're on your rotation with your backhand feels easier and lighter. Okay, like, yeah, I know what you mean, like rotational work with the med balls. Yes, I did say like, I do like 5% of that out of the 100% in a year. There's definitely times of the year where like when I'm in season, I'm doing more med ball work is what I have noticed with my programs. When I'm out of season, I'm not really doing as much of that because it's kind of pointless. Also, med balls are really good for warm-ups. Like if you're just doing med ball workouts, you're not like, I don't want to say you're not getting anything out of it, but like there's also some like, I don't know how to explain it, but like there's science behind the med ball stuff where it's like you're not actually gonna like necessarily generate more kilometers or MPHs on your serve because you're doing med ball work, like overhead stuff. Like med balls are not building strength. They're not like, it's more like, I would say more injury prevention if anything. Med balls are good, but it's like tennis players aren't like basing workouts solely on med balls. The other thing that gets me going good is like the ladder. Oh my god. People that do the ladder. Like the ladder does not do anything for tennis players. Like nothing, you know? Ladders are also for a warm-up. Ladders do not help you with footwork. Ladders do not help you become faster. Ladders do not make you feel better on court. I will die on that hill. I have had so many strength and conditioning coaches tell me that the ladder is not good for athletic, like, sport performance. You can use it for a warm-up, but like if you're actually doing the ladder, you will never be doing those exact moves at any sort or even close to while playing a tennis match. It's like saying to a weightlifter, go run a marathon. That's a little extreme. But like, people would benefit much more from doing like jumps, hops, sprints, interval work, etc., than doing the ladder. A lot of people think the ladder is gonna be the end all for them, but for those people, I just say best of luck, because it really like just doesn't do anything. It looks cool to go through the ladder really quick and do all these little patterns, but like, yikes. The other thing too is like bands. Bands, I have a band. Bands are good for warm-ups. Bands are not meant for building strength. Especially like as a high performance athlete. Now if you're somebody that's like, you're going to physio or like you're in the gym and you're at home and you're learning certain moves. Okay, yes, the bands can help you there, but like you're much better going to lift a weight than to use a band. And this is just all stuff, like I'm not like certified or anything. I would like to be certified one day. But like, this is all stuff that I've learned from like my coaches, not tennis coaches, strength and conditioning coaches through the years. And it's interesting to know these things and then reflect back on like tennis coaches and what they made us do for warm-ups, and like how stupid some coaches are. Like some tennis coaches think they're strength and conditioning coaches, and they like, actually not just tennis, a lot of just coaches in general, and that's really harmful to athletes because they make people run or they make people do this on court or whatever, and it's a lot of the times it hurts the athlete because they don't actually know what they're doing. That was always a big pet peeve of my dad's. Just like coaches making the kids do like random fitness for no reason. I'll send you a link. It's like you get a budget just like if you play. Oh, so it's like, okay. I haven't seen this, but I think I would maybe know what it is if I saw it. How was your second ITF match against Nikez? Saw your video in the niveau was very high, there to say. How do you experience it, even viewing it now after weeks after the match? Great question. I briefly talked about that when I first started. Well, the level is really high. I mean, Nikez was, 600 ATP. He's played with, honestly, some of the best in the world. He's Felix's best friend. He played with him growing up for years, and Dennis for that matter. They were all in the group together. And the level is just so high. Not high enough that I would say it's unattainable, because it's not. Nikez didn't like, compared to my level, he did a lot well. For his level and the people that he would play, he wouldn't be doing anything special. I think that he would be an extremely good mover, and also, a solid serve. But like comparing to me, like everything was a little bit better, honestly, except his backhand. His backhand was weak, I thought, even, and like that's something that I should have exposed a lot more. Like every backhand rally we had, I won. So that kind of ticked me off because maybe I would have been able to get some more games. This is frustrating again here, guys. I just want to put this through. There we go. I was just about to go to war with this stringer, guys. That would have been not pretty. Yeah, Niquez, sorry. I got a little off track there. I was focusing. Good player. I mean, there wasn't really much I could do because all these things that I was identifying, you know, it was too late, you know. I had game points. I should have won certain games. I was 40-15 up in a game in the first set. I didn't win it. Made a shitty volley. Or hit a shitty volley. And, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes, you know. Like, having these chances, like, for me, I would like to say that I was really dialed in when I had the chances or was trying to be. But at the end of the day, like, I lost the match in those games. So, like, there's definitely some things that I already started to work on that, like, will help me, I hope. But, like, the level is attainable. It is. And he's also been doing it for many years. Like, he's been done college now for years. It's like, I'm still in school, you know? Granted, he did play at Liberty, but, like, still, college is college. This racket is so weird to string, guys. Just saying, it looks so strange. It's done right, but I understand how I made some mistakes here. I don't understand how you would get in trouble for representing Rublev. Well, I was talking about like how like I just don't want to say that his mental health is bad, you know? I mean, I definitely feel like it is, but like I kind of feel bad for him, and like I hope he figures it out. I don't want to be like, I don't want somebody to be like screen recording this live. First of all, show that I've effed up a racket horribly, and then that I like said some awful things about Rublev. But yeah, no, I think he is struggling actually. I don't know what he needs to do, but I feel bad for him. And hopefully he can figure it out. Everybody's fighting their own battles there. What's the difference between a top 100 and a top 20? At this level, everyone knows how to hit hard and consistent. It's actually consistency. Not a little bit of that actually. A little bit of consistency as far as like putting the ball on the court, for sure. Because that's how you win. At the end of the day, puts the ball in more. But consistency as in results, play throughout the calendar year. Some of these guys that actually play futures that have ATP points and are grinding, they're just as good, but like they play super well for 3 weeks of the year. And then their coach doesn't go on the trips with them to friggin' Tunisia or wherever, and then they suck, or they tank a match, or they don't care, or, you know, like these things. Like, guys that are at the top 20, they're so consistent throughout the year with their level. It doesn't drop, they're solid every week, they're on their nutrition, they're on their workouts, they're on their sleep, they're on their diet. Like, it's like, they're just on it, and I think that's the difference. Attention to detail goes a really long way. This is what the racket looks like, by the way. I actually think it looks pretty good. I gotta put a grip on this. Bring it up close for you guys. That's another thing that ticks me off. I mean, I'm like, come on, where's the Wilson logo, you know? I wish they had a Wilson logo on it. But the racket looks nice. I'm interested to see how it will play. I think I will like it more on forehand than backhand, because I don't like the Wilson grip. Wow, that was a voice crack. The Wilson grip on the backhand, I feel like it's super low. What do we got here? I have a friend that plays also ITF matches, but wonder how it is behind the scenes in those tournaments and also college tennis. Yeah, man, the behind the scenes is super cool. Actually, I've been lucky to. I'll just pick up the string while I'm talking to you guys. I've been lucky to do it now. It is really cool. Like, we were at this tournament and the one there, and like, yeah, some big dogs are there. Like, Darwin, he's on our Davis Cup team. He like got a wild card in to the tournament. I think he was just in town and he must have wanted to play and get some reps actually before the Davis Cup. And he played final and he lost to Liam Draxel, who's another like super good Canadian player. And yeah, no, it's crazy. You know, you meet all these players from all around the world. Some people speak English, some people don't. The people that are running the tournaments are actually really nice. I mean, because you kind of have to be, right? Like language barriers, people are coming from all over the world. People just want to play tennis, right? They're trying so hard, and like it's nice that the people are so nice. Like the tournament directors, the supervisors, the officials are really nice too. Like it was cool. Like in the last match, I had like lines people and an official, and they were super nice. And yeah, I haven't had any issues with people like this yet. I don't know what it's like in Europe or Africa or, you know, Asia or Oceania. Like, I don't know what the people like are over there in these tournaments. Maybe they're different. I would hope to think they're similar, just because of the kind of culture that the ITF calendar brings. But couldn't really tell you on that part because I haven't done it yet. What's your thoughts on the Industrial Revolution? Industrial Revolution? Wow, you're like making me go to school here. That's just such a loaded question. I don't even know what to tell you. The Industrial Revolution, a super critical time in our existence. How about that? Other than that, I don't have enough brain power to think about that one right now. At least the difference between top 20 and 1250 is consistency. Yeah, it just goes down the list, right? Like top 5 to top 10, top 10 to top 25, top 25 to top 50, 50 to 100, 100 to, I'd say probably 350 is close even, maybe 250. Then you go like 250 to 500, 500 to 1,000. And then there's guys that play college tennis that could have ATP points and they don't. So it's just like, you know, hell, I will go on a limb and say I could have ATP points right now. I could. There was a tournament I went to. I actually got fined for not being there because I didn't know I got in. I would have probably played main draw, and then you get an ATP point. You know, like there's probably some guys that have not many, but probably some guys that have ATP points that don't deserve them. Because like if you play in tournaments where the draws are full, it's fair, it's really tough. You gotta like really earn it. Where if you go to some of these countries and they're just, you know, there's people that pull out and the draws are not big, you get into main draw, you don't have to play any qualifying, you get a walkover, you play a guy that doesn't know how to play tennis. Like sometimes this happens, you know, like if there like is no alternates in the qualifiers, like there's no qualifying, they will put somebody from the tournament into the tournament to fill the spots. Like the ITF really hates it when there's spots being open. So yeah, sometimes people get crazy lucky and have these, you know, funny stories about them getting into tournaments or them playing like a crazy lucky loser that showed up in jeans. Like it happens, it really does, especially at like the 15Ks and stuff. So what you were saying is that better high-ranked players can sustain high-quality play for longer periods of time, whether that is in a match or through the season. Yes, Dad, that is what I'm saying. That would be for singles and doubles. That's the same with the Bryan brothers. Like they were so good for so many years because they stayed so consistent. Yeah, they maybe took some time off here and there, but like their level of play never really dropped in a major way, and they always continue to get better. So that's the other thing. Like these guys, like think about it. they're hitting hundreds and thousands of tennis balls every day and every week. So like, they are going to get better. Even like these guys that are top 10, they're going to continue to get better. Maybe they won't improve as much as you or I in a week or as compared to a club player or something, but like they are still improving. So if they can stay consistent while improving, yeah, that's a big one. Do you have plans to try it? Absolutely. Do I have plans? 100%. Maybe I'll even play some this summer. Really think you have the level to grind some points. Yeah, like that's the thing, like the ITFs, a little bit of the challenger qualies, it's a lot of grind. Like the guys are just grinding. That's just the way it is. Guys don't have big games normally. Because when they play guys with bigger games, they lose. So then the guys with not as big games usually hang out in the qualies and in the kind of ITF realm. So that's kind of interesting. A lot of people have said that to me too, and they have experienced that. Like the jump, it's just guys they just punish you faster and faster. It's the same thing. Like if you compare my college level like tennis versus like when I was playing Nikkez or like other guys in that tournament, like I would argue that like college tennis is more grindy than like what I played at the ITF. Like I could play, like the style of play is even different. Like I could play like a 12 or 11 like UTR. I'm not a huge fan of the system anymore, but like just as a benchmark, the 12 pro player versus like the 11-5 college player, like the 12 pro players, like it's going to be all over my ball. Like the flight is a little bit different. That's like something I've been working on now. Like there's a guy I played, Marco. We made a video about it from Adelphi, and like he's an 11, and like it's just the way he plays, or a lot of these players play. It's more grindy. Where like when you get up to these levels that are like, you know, winners of futures, challengers, higher and higher, they're just on it. They just attack, and they don't F around when they have chances. Hey Kay, just curious why you chose Extreme Pro over Radical MP. I used to use the Radical Pro. But yeah, it was just better. I missed it. It felt good, and I switched to it. Just keep it simple for you. Radical wasn't giving me quite what I wanted as far as power, so I was looking for something a little bit more have juice on it. Do you know Chris? Jump from 600 to. I don't know him actually, but like there's been some crazy stories. Like there's a guy that played D3 that like made semis or finals of Australian Open like doubles. Like it's super doable, and like that's a good story. Like there's guys that play D3, D2, D1, NAIA. I have a friend that played D2 at Wingate. Well, I shouldn't say a friend, but a peer or someone I know that played at Wingate, played another year at NAIA, and like he's playing challenger doubles right now. So like it's like super doable. It's super doable to do the futures and the challengers. It's just like to get to like the 250s and the 500s and the 1000s and to qualify. And then of course to get into the slams, people don't understand how tough that really is, especially for the guys that are around that 200, 250 marker. Wow, like you're fighting hard, right? Like think about it. They take 128 for the main draw, and you know, if you're outside of there, like you're not going. You have the qualities, but like still. Also, it was on European clay. I don't know what that. What's your biggest advice for someone who's going to be a freshman next year, getting into D1 tennis? D1 tennis. What do you mean? Ottawa. Ottawa is in Canada? Because I don't really know what you mean. What's your biggest advice for someone who's going to be a freshman next year getting into D1 tennis? Ottawa. Sorry, I'm Canadian. Ottawa is our capital. So, is there a Ottawa? Huh. Because like we don't have that. I don't know what you mean. What's your biggest advice for someone who's going to be a freshman next year, getting into D1 tennis? Yeah, I don't know what you mean. I wish I could help you out, but I don't. But yeah, anyway guys, I've been here for a while. I screwed up the mains on that racket, so it's time for me to head back to the dorm and call it a day. Thank you guys for watching. We got a few people on here, so like and subscribe. We are so close to 10K subs, guys. Come on. If you are not subscribed, go subscribe. Please and thanks. It means a lot to the channel. We've been grinding here for a while, so we're gonna keep grinding though. This is the RF 01 Pro, 46 pounds with restring sync 18 gauge. Gonna give it a go tomorrow. I'm gonna throw an overgrip and put a dampener in here, and we'll start hitting away with it and giving it a few whacks. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the flip side, and we'll see you in the next video. All right. Have a good evening wherever you're tuning in from, and we'll see you later.